Welcome back, everyone, to our 8th video in this series called A Unified America in Education. And I'm going to first start talking about education. As we look at the world today, we constantly hear of how bad we're doing as a society, how far we're falling behind everybody else in the world. You know, whether we are or not, I haven't looked at statistics, but why, if that's the case, why do so many people send their children to the United States to get educated? 2, if we look at the other countries in the world, and this is from my research, I haven't found any of them that has a sports system integrated into their school system. It's all done afterwards, on weekends or when they have time. Let's take an example of South Korea. The school day is 8 hours long. Starts at 7 in the morning, goes somewhere around 5 in the afternoon. Then they got another 6 hours of tutoring after that to get done at 11 o'clock at night. Then they go home and do their homework. Then they come back at 7 in the morning. And on Saturdays, I think it's 8 to 5, 8 to 6. Now, these children are intelligent, yes. They're very well disciplined. I can tell you that I bet you go into that classroom and you're not going to find any disrespect, because the parents wouldn't tolerate it. Because the parents are spending at least a third of their income on their children's education. Do we want to do that in this country? You know, there are many, the High School Activities Association and those organizations tell you the great things that sports can do to make us better people and work together. I don't have any arguments with that. I think we've went a little bit overboard in what we've done, and when we need to look at it that children still need to have lives when they're growing up. But is it somewhat of that, you know, taking my devious thought pattern of tearing the family apart because we're going to make you so busy you can't think about the moral things? You just got to think of, I got to go from here to here to here to here, because that's what society told me I need to do to be successful. In each generation, it gets worse. So just think about that. I think education is of the utmost importance. It's something we can't take away. But I don't believe that money and buildings will improve our educational system. I think we have to put, you may get tired of hearing me say this, but we have to put respect back in that classroom. We have to have the parents behind the teachers, supporting them on what we're doing. We have to give those children some family life. And we as parents cannot continue to treat them as friends because we're busy. I have a job here, I have a job here, and I feel guilty when I can't spend enough time with you, so I'm going to give you money and go do it, and I'm going to do my other thing. It's way too easy to do. We have to change that. Again, talked about this a bit before, but you know, what united America? We consisted of all these various countries that came together, that wanted to make something of themselves. They wanted to be a contributing part of society and not be that peasant where they were in the other country. We offered them that opportunity. We let them have their differences that they want to have. But I'll make this point again. We were united in one language. It brought us together no matter how diverse you are, whether you're talking about a country or an organization or a business. You have to have something that brings you together. And if you study history, that's the one thing that brought us together as a society. As we look at Mr. Jefferson again, he said, "It is a responsibility of the minorities themselves to learn the language, seek needed education, become self-sustaining, and make themselves recognized as a genuine asset to the community. And if they need some help in between, we need to help them do that." We have to instill pride back in our people. We are a great nation, so many wonderful things. We've making some backwards turns, but it's not too late to change it. But we can't continue to set back and not ask for those changes. And again, I'm going to go back, and this is a little bit redundant, but why do we live in America? Because we have that religious freedom. We can do anything. We can practice any religion we want to, or practice none if we wish, and we need to tolerate that. We believe that justice will prevail, and I think for the most part we have a wonderful system where it does. We have equal opportunity to accomplish those dreams. I'm just hoping those dreams aren't sitting behind the TV and watching it all day. America is not perfect, but we can continue to sustain ourselves through that tolerance. If you don't like to tolerate things, I ask you, why don't you take the same step as Mr. Eldridge Cleaver? Live someplace else for a while and see if it's quite so bad here. If it is, stay there. Okay? And this will conclude this video of America and its education. Please join us for that ninth and concluding one called The Path to Taking Back America.